Good morning, everyone. This is Trevor, and today we are working on, I think, number 7, which is SQL injection attack, querying the database type and version on Oracle. All right, so we've got another SQL injection in the product category filter. We're going to use a union, and our attack needs to return the results from displaying the version. To solve the lab, display the database version string. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. By the way, let's start there. I've got Oracle running here and MySQL running here, so we can check out the difference. And we know from a SQL injection cheat sheet, this is how you view the database versions. So let's go ahead and just check that this works here. And it does. And then that's different than select at version. Okay. So we need select banner from v $version, and there was 2 options here. Select version from v instance. I honestly don't know the difference between these two. Whoops. All right, well, this one doesn't work, at least on mine. On my install. Which is interesting. All right, so let's start with this select banner from v $version. All right. Start, as always, with our template. And I'm going to create a new file. The file is going to be named Querying Database Version Oracle. Querying database version oracle.py. Paste that. All right, we know we want shop. We're not going to do a session. Shop equals shop args dot url and args dot no proxy, and we know that it's in the union select in the product category. So let's build out what we think our query should look like. It should be exploit equals, so we want a $sign to start, union select, and then we want that same, let's do this one. Banner from version. We do need to determine which, where we can put that. So which columns return text, or which columns are available and which columns return text. Same we did in the last one, which was this one. So number of columns, text columns. There we go. Let's throw that in there. We probably need a session now. So let's create that. And let's print out text columns just so we know, one, that our SQL injection is working, and oh, we don't need a session. Well, do we? I can't remember if we do or not. Let's check out utils. See if URL. This does not use session, and this does not use session. So in our here we don't need it. We're going to print out text columns. Let's do num columns and text columns. All right. So Python, I need to get activated. So seva, remember that's source. venv bin activate. I just have it aliased. Go back to there and Python querying. Let's open up the lab. And remember to like and subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing, how I can be better at this. If you're liking the content. All right, there's the URL. So let's see what happens. Determining number of columns. Will that work? No, maybe. I don't think it's going to work because this is Oracle. Oracle requires, so let's look at the query we do for determining number of columns. See, we're selecting nulls. This is not going to work. Let me show you why. If I do select, let's do it over here in MySQL first. Select null, comma null. Let's just do that, right? We get a response back and we get our results. If we try the same thing over here, we get a failure. This is because Oracle requires a database. You have to select from something. And there's a special one, select null from dual, where that you can use for stuff like this. And see, now we get a response. So we can't use what we've done before without at least modifying it. So determine number of columns. Let's add a Oracle equals false. And then, so if this is Oracle, if Oracle category else. Category we're going to add on, so if it is Oracle from, let's make this look like proper, from dual. Otherwise we'll keep it the same. Everything else looks fine. Let's do the same down here for determining text columns. We'll do Oracle equals false, and I'm setting it to false, so by default Oracle, this one isn't required. If we don't provide it, it's going to execute like it did before. If we do provide it, it's going to do what our change is, and that goes right here. So if Oracle else, and then here we're going to add in dual. Oh, we need from dual. All right, that looks reasonable to me. Let's give it another shot. It's taking a little bit. Let me end this and let's go to burp, see what's going on. Proxy, history. So union select. I don't see our from dual. Oh, it's because we forgot. Well, not we. I'm sure you remembered. I definitely forgot to add it here. Determine number of columns. We want here Oracle equals true, and text columns the same. equals true. All right. Let's try it again. Hey, there we go. We got a response. And we know that we have plenty of room. We have 2 columns that accept that we'll be able to use for text, and we have 2 columns returned. Sweet. So all we need to do is get the database version. So we need to create our nulls. Boom. We need this. No, we don't. We're going to write nulls. So we need to change one of those nulls with our exploit. So let's do nulls, and we want text columns. We'll just get the first one again. Might as well. We'll change the first entry in this list, nulls list. We'll change that to our exploit, which is here. Select union select banner from version. No, we want we need to change everything. Union select we just want this to be banner, actually. Let's let me save this. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. Let's do that for now. All right. So I'm going to change this to just banner. And then so we have 2 columns, so it should be banner, comma, null, and then we'll union select that nulls from version. So we need a F, and this is going to be our query here. Hope that makes sense, because we substitute banner in for one of the nulls, and now we're union select banner, comma, nulls, null from version. That should work. And then we need to, I'm pretty sure we can just do the shop. Do we want, why can't we just do shop.getCategory? I don't know why we didn't do it there. Let's check here. Get category. So category filter URL self dot plus. What is this? Get category. I don't know why we're adding on the text. We need this without quotes. And then here's where we define category URL. So yeah, that's what we need. All right, so we can add that in here. Shop.get category, and I forgot what it needs. It needs just the category. Sweet. And then our category will just be exploit. We're gonna get back the response. Once we have that, that's it. We don't actually need the response, because we're not going to do anything with it. Here we can just do shop.isSolved. That should get the version from the database, return it in a response, and then we'll check if it's solved. Easy peasy. Hope this all makes sense. Requests imported but not used. Let's make sure this works first. If it does, we'll remove that. We don't have, it's definitely not solved, and we're not logging that we're retrieving a category. That should be here. Log dot, let's do it here. Log dot info, getting category, and we need an F there. All right, let's see why our last one failed. Union select. What's this 5B stuff? And single quotes 5D. Something's not. Oh, you know why? It's because those are the brackets from the list. We didn't do our join. So the dot join nulls str equals all right. And just so you know what I was looking at, %5b, and there you can see the square brackets in the pop-up. So we just needed to join those from the list. That should work. Let's try again. Union select banner null from version. That looked good. Union select banner null from internal server error. So oh, and we don't have our freaking, jeez Louise, I'm falling apart today. We don't have our bang bang to copy out, not bang bang, but dash dash to copy out or comment out the rest of the query. Let's try it again. Just with that one change. Woo! There we go. Got it solved. All right, so this was a small, simple one. We had to change the way that we query for number of columns and for text columns, and that's because Oracle requires always that you select from a table, and we saw that here when we do select null, comma null, we had an error. But if we use the special table dual, we can get a response back. Where in, I think all other database, well, any other database that we're going to run into, you can just select it without specifying from where. So we had to make that change into our functions, and we did that by just adding in an option for Oracle. If Oracle was true, we added in these from dual. And then in our script, once we had the number of columns and the text columns, all we had to do was choose one of them. We chose the first one, replace it with the word banner, and then select banner null from the version table, and comment out the rest of the line, and then return that, and that was it. We solved it. All right, thank you so much. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.